The following is a presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. Well, hello and good evening, everybody. Party people, it is Thursday, January 18, 2024. Welcome to the only show about Spartan Dawgs, hosted by Spartan Dawgs. This is Sparta MSU. I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, Otis, the boss, Wiley, and Jehuu Choo Caulcrick. Hey, look, this your first time to the show? You know, he got that gig. Yeah, he jig. Hey, look at it. Look, got the bills on and all that good stuff. We wearing that Spartan all day, baby. Your first time, we want to welcome you. If this is not, we want to thank you so much for your loyalty. And please let us know where you're watching from. And hit that like and subscribe button. I know everybody's in that chat, and we are live in color right now, fellas. Everybody, hey, guys, been a big week. Michigan State basketball is going on right now. What's the score?
55, well, now 56 to 51. Spartans are up 12 minutes in the second half. So Sparties are getting after it. But, before we jump into that, I want to give a shout out to my Bills, divisional. They're hosting Patrick Mahomes for first time. Patrick Mahomes plays a road playoff game other than the Super Bowl. So my Bills, I will be there. The suite next to me will be Taylor Swift, and then I'll be, in there.
I mean, what about Detroit? Can we get some Detroit love? We're going to host another game in Detroit. Yeah.
Nice,
come on now.
Baby. Let's go.
Choo in the gear. Boys, look, they watching us in, is that Hawaii? Hawaii.
Melakaliki Loka.
Yeah. Bend, Oregon. Hey, listen, we had somebody checked in today from Indonesia. I think it was yesterday. Indonesia. Yep. Hi, we see you. And we love you.
Emphasis on the Indo.
Indo. Not outdoor. All right, listen. Guys, it's a special day today. You know why that is? It's Coach Smith's birthday. Happy birthday, Coach Smith.
Happy birthday, Coach Smith. Look at that pose.
Look at that. Look, you look like quarterback, man. His Oregon State days. Man.
Hey, this is like we should say like, all right, put your meme or your text on like what do you think he's thinking when he's holding his rifle? we should put something that was like, hey, we about to go out here and ball. Or like
it look like Nick Saban.
I like this play. You say what?
Like Saban. Posing with that ball. I mean, so I don't know. Maybe does he throw them balls in warm-ups? He should. Like Coach D used to.
Right.
Look good, though, man. And that's a nice suit. Man, you got to get that Taylor. Coach Smith, man, hey, happy birthday to you. If we ever get some money.
Calm story. It's not about the Bills can't play in the cold like everyone else. There was a driving ban. It's for the safety of the fans going to the stadium. That's why.
For a driving ban?
Yeah.
Hey guys, they watch us from the West Loop in Chicago, too. I'll see you, Doug.
What up, Chicago? Let's get like popcorn.
Hey, Choo, are you jumping on tables when you get there? Is that a thing
Bills Mafia?
Bills Mafia, you going?
So the two things that makes you Bills Mafia, right? One, you got to be indoctrinated. You got to jump through a table, or you got to play.
Indoctrinated? What'd you say?
Indoctrinated.
Oh, indoctrinated. Not intoxicated.
Well, maybe that too.
That's a rite of passage.
I played there, so I don't have to go through the table. But if you want to be Bills Mafia, you have to go through the table. But I will be there. I will be sending pictures. I will be sending videos. I will get some people going through a table. We'll be there.
Oh man. Choo, I mean, that's a must. If we can get you jumping off of something and going through the table, man, like one of them boys in WWEs, that's the new opener. That would be the new opener.
Be in the pool. Everything better be in the pool.
Right, dancing and singing, man. But as we talked about a minute ago, what's up? What's up, O?
So let's go back to this driving ban. So like when you fly in, you're like, how are you getting to the stadium? Walk me through that. Like
there was a driving ban last week. That's why the game.
Not this. Got you.
But there was a driving ban up until last night. The ban ended at 6 a.m. this morning. So the entire Erie County, so where the county of Buffalo's in, you can't drive. You have to be a emergent response or that type of vehicle to be on the roads, or you'll get ticketed. Right now, there's about 6 feet of snow right there right now.
6 feet. I mean, listen, man. 6 inches, 10 inches, 12, 6 feet.
Yeah,
I'm straight. Nah, man. You're right. It is a driving ban. It's an outdoor. You can't even open your door. You know?
People go around in snowmobiles.
Oh man,
that's where you open your front door and your snow did.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
From Liberia to that, did you feel like that was just America when you got that? So everybody has to deal with that.
Well, it got me because we came to America in July, so it was that nice weather. Yeah, and then when the snow first started coming, that was cool. You run outside, you putting your head up and it's falling on you. 2 weeks later, you're like, yeah, this thing can go.
Man, did Izzo just get teed up? I didn't see. Izzo already got one tee, so he can't. Oh, yeah, he'll get kicked out. Oh man, so we got some more officials. Good. Can we talk about officials on this show when they aren't good?
Like what? But I feel like there's got to be
they're gonna come down on us because they suck.
No, they're not gonna come down on us. I just feel like if a call affects the outcome of the game, it's something that's suspect or is in tweener, it should always be it should be evaluated. Go to the video board. Let's go. It has to. I don't care about the timing, but they are trash right now. They said they're not calling both ways clearly, and we got 15 turnovers. So 15 turnovers to 5. You should be able to. Yeah, you should be able to win this game, but it's tie game 57-57.
But the thing is, all season long in all different sports, the officiating has sucked. In college football, there was some bad officiating. Now college basketball, NFL, you see that week in and week out bad officiating. So I don't know what's going on. They need a new crop of refs. These younger crop.
Well, nobody wants to ref right now. It's just too much. You can't everybody's barking, complaining as they should, but
I'm saying that's the professional level. The professional level. Who cares if someone barks you? That you do your job.
Yeah.
Shoot, if you're a high school ref, you shouldn't be getting yelled at and cussed out like that. But at the professional level, you got to be able to take that.
You better. I mean, they pay them boys to take care of it. I see old Hockley and them, his son. Is a new guy. He's everywhere. Is he going to be in Buffalo?
I believe he's the referee for the Buffalo game.
Hockley.
Yeah, Hockley.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Hockley got all them refs on that HGH now, man. It's a trip.
Oh, Big Ed?
All of them now.
Right.
Yeah, man. So look, guys, there's been a lot of talk about this team, but most importantly, the leader of the team, Tom Izzo. And since we're going to talk about this later in the show about, the Saban retiring and what it caused, the tidal wave, people are asking Tom Izzo, when is he going to retire? Is he going to retire? Because it's been on a lot of people's minds for a long time, guys. But, he had this to say about
it. Hey, oh, man, I wish we could have Debo on Friday.
He should have done
this, old man? No.
He should have done that Mike Tomlin. Tomlin walk-off.
Oh, man. The biggest meme.
It's the middle of the season, and you're asking a coach about if he's retiring. Like, that's just that question was as smart as that Tampa reporter asking Todd Boyd about the elements and how cold
in Detroit.
That's the same. That's on that same wavelength there.
He looked like he was having an outer body experience. Like, is this person really asking me this?
Yeah, but shout out to him. He was cool about it. He knew that she was gonna be out there in the meme world now, so he didn't pile on to it.
Hey, is it disrespectful to say next question? Next question. Just keep it.
Oh, just not answer.
Next question. Like,
I think
I'm gonna let you ponder. I'm gonna let you sit there and ponder like that question about.
Think about that question, and if you still feel the need at the end of the press conference, I will answer it.
Correct.
That would have been a very Choo thing to say, right there. I mean, man. All right, timeout. Michigan State 61-59, right? 61-59. Just a little update on the game as they go. But here's some of the quotes from Tom Izzo as he went on to answer a little further. I've never thought of what exactly I'll do. I know what I won't do. Judd had a farewell tour. Mike did. I have a lot of respect for those guys. I'm sure I'll be more in the Jay Wright, Nick Saban type of way of doing things. When it's over, and I'm walking away. But I've got a good recruiting class. I got an opportunity to coach my former player's son, which I'm really looking forward to. That's Jace Richardson. Fellas, hey,
look, I got to give a shout out to, we had Kelvin Tober on the show. His son is ranked top 5 in the state right now. He's only a sophomore. I feel like he may stay for that, and KJ is balling right now.
He's gonna be 85.
Right.
You got I know, right? you got David Thomas's son. You got Andre Hudson's son coming out of East Lake. So you got this wave.
Mateens.
So, it's just let's see. Like, why leave? Why leave? Now we got to figure out,
because you got to still go out recruiting. You still got to do all these things too.
He don't have to recruit.
That's the problem right there. This new league, you have to recruit. Then that's what ran Saban off.
Well, that's
bad. A little different.
Staff has
all right.
You only need 4 to 5 guys every year.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
They got to do 25, 30, and he ain't doing the portal
Tuesday night in Payette, Idaho.
I think we got post-traumatic stress. I think that's different than what the football staff's dealing with in basketball. I think it's a little bit apples and oranges as far as how heavy, especially when you're a legend like Tom is.
Hey, Tom's gonna watch this. Tom's gonna watch this, and he's gonna give Choo a call probably tomorrow. I'll be like, I hear you out here. I see you talking that
he said, I see you defended me about the rigors of the recruiting program. That those two don't.
No, we tell him what kind of power he has, what kind of stroke. All he has to do is just show up at the gym and, hey, man, come on now. Hey, it's all good. And it ain't like he doesn't work. He don't like working. It's just just another day in the life of Tom Izzo, man. He loves that. Hey, family, what's going on, Yolanda, Mama Tron? How's everybody? All right, guys, look. Women's basketball. Let's talk about the girls a little bit here, man. They smashed Northwestern the other night. Was it last night? 91-72. Balling,
man. Like, it's at first you start out and you hitting the hundreds, cracking the hundreds like consistently, but it really is like they are gunning on all cylinders because it's really the defensive side. When you go to this game, you watch them defensively, they wreak havoc, and the defense is creating more offense for them. And Mo Joyner is legit. Like, she's shooting threes and she's ranked in the nation. Like, she's got it going. So I feel like there's an opportunity of, Coach Freilich in her first year. Could you like draw this up, or like the success that they're having in year one? All I know is the ladies are having fun. Like, basketball in the game is fun, and they're out there having fun. they're really down from a depth chart wise. So for them to be doing what they're doing now with a solid maybe 6 or 7 healthy bodies is unbelievable. So if you get a chance, you got to go out and you got to support, especially when the team down the road comes down and we host them too. Like that's going to be a crazy atmosphere. But please make it an effort to go out there and support them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a fun team to watch when you flipping channels and they're on there. They're absolutely fun to watch. They're up and down the court. They're pressing. They're playing. Great defense. They're ranked in the top 5 in the country in points scored per game. And that's huge right there. And Coach Fraley coming in, like to Otis's point, in her first season, coming in from. I know at the beginning of the season and when she was first hired, they were like, oh, people were, someone from the MAC, will they be able to translate the game in the Big Ten? And she's doing a good job of that so far.
Excellent. I mean, top to bottom.
Whose TV's on in the back? Can someone mute
don't think that, our guys don't study all the sports through and through, head to toe. We got crack analysts on this show. That's all I know. Basketball, hockey, the pitch. Look, we got it. Not just a bunch of football guys here on this show, man.
Out on the pitch.
Exactly. I don't know whose TV that is. Not my TV.
Not mine. I'm muted.
Yeah, I'm muted too.
Come to find out, it's Choo.
No, it's not.
Oh, man. Look, guys. It's finally official. Demetrice Martin, Coach Meat, is now on the staff at Michigan State. Former Spartan Dawg, coming out of Oregon. Of Colorado, UCLA, Washington. He's been around, Pasadena native, but he is a Spartan Dawg at heart. And who is Meat? Let's look at a little video of Coach Meat back in his playing days in Spartan Stadium.
One of the legend 21s. Like, this is 21 legend.
Look like Dion.
Look at that. That boy snag, like, attacking that ball, boy.
I think you can coach it if you played it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Look at that. That's when we wore them all greens. That was terrible. That was Eddie George coming out party.
That was terrible.
Eddie George ran for 274.
Hey, you was playing on that turf?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
Joints hurting like a mug.
Oh Lord! Look, this is going to be a good opportunity for, you got a 21.
Look at that. That's me. Yeah, yee yee. And that was his thing all the time. Yee yee. It wasn't ski yee. He was the first one to yee yee.
With the crop top too.
Yeah, pretty boy, that California. You can't do that no more, can you?
No, rest be like, hey, tuck your shirt in.
But you can play with your pants pulled all the way up to your hips, your hip flexors.
Right. No, this is a really good get by Coach Smith, bringing a guy who walked these streets, went to these classes, been
I don't know about that
stadium. What?
I'm joking.
Oh, gone to the classes. Ben, Ben in Spartan Stadium. That's a good get. And Otis said something about you can coach the position if you play the position. Something really cool that I saw was D'Amico Ryans. I saw this little clip of him going out there and talking to the linebacker. He said, just sit and watch the quarterback's eyes, and when he flips his hip, jump, and you can get that interception. And that happened. So that is something that, if you played the position, you definitely can coach the position. And it's definitely, if you're a DB, you want to come to East Lansing because that's you're going to be able to get that.
Without question, man. You talk about he played from 92 to 95. His first team All Big Ten in 94. He led the Big Ten with 7 picks that year. 15 years experience in the Pac-12 as a defensive backs coach. And what they're not saying here is that he was the recruiter of the year several times in the Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-12 out west. So it's a huge get for Jonathan Smith, head coach Jonathan Smith, and that whole staff to be able to pull in Demetrice Martin, a former Spartan Dawg, always Spartan Dawg.
Steve Smith, don't even come at me. I don't even have a TV on or anything in here. So don't even come at me talking about my TV loud. I'm focused. I'm locked in on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm locked in with the fam right here. You know, if you put your phones away and you locked in.
I mean, where everybody's trying to figure out where it's coming from.
I muted and I still hear it, so I don't know. I close all my tabs. I don't got no feedback. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. Listen, we ain't gonna worry about that. We can listen. This is live, and in live entertainment, sometimes you got to deal with some bull jive, right?
Choo is in his element.
We in our Choo. Listen, you like what you heard so far. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Please do that because it doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us a whole lot. It helps keep this show free for all of us. And looking at the numbers, look, guys, I looked at the numbers. We only like 43%, I think, of our viewers are actually subscribed. So we got to do a better job of that. So
we got a bunch of warriors.
Huh? Yeah, a lot of warriors. If you're watching this later, go to YouTube, make sure you just hit that subscribe. It's easy, I swear. I used to be just like you.
Don't be coming at us asking about, hey, you got an extra ticket, you're doing ticket, and you're not a subscriber now.
We need
be coming at us that way.
Right. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at This is Sparta MSU. Look, we got a special guest, guys. We got to talk Spartan Dawg stuff, man. We got to talk about the old times and the new times, but we're going to go back in history a little bit with a guy who played for the legendary Nick Saban and Bobby Williams and went on to play in the league. We're going to talk about that. That's Thomas Wright after these messages from our friends over at IHOP and SeatGeek.
Everybody comes for the fresh and fruity. Only at IHOP, it's Rudy Tooty. Mix and match like a little combo cutie. Happening now at the big extravagoody. The Rudy Tooty extravaganza starting at $7. Create your own combo with eggs and bacon. Only at IHOP.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Throw the money bags.
Hey, the bags. So we got stacks, tickets, and bags. Is that what that is? Tribaloni. Hey, that's a new one. That's a new one. Welcome to the show, Tribaloni. And look, the chat immediately responds like we know they would.
Someone check on my boy Marlon. He good? The Steelers out. You good, big dog?
Oh man,
you good?
It's unrelenting, unrelenting. Man, Josh Smith better quit. He better quit running. What's his name? Allen. I'm sorry, not Smith. He better quit running like that. With that fake sliding and all that. They gonna have a player specially designed to key on him.
What are you talking about? They're gonna do that Greg Williams, that bounty gate.
Hit him in the head, the kidneys, or whatever. That's crazy. No, man, but like that boy don't have any fear running the rock up the middle. But look, without further ado, gentlemen, we got to bring on a special guest, a Spartan Dawg of all dogs, a hard-hitting safety. We got two safeties, but a hard-hitting safety from the bottom of the map down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Well, Lottie Dottie, we likes to potty.
Thomas Wright joins. This is Sparta MSU. What's happening, T. Wright?
Hold on. I gotta get this straight now because Sid gonna get mad at me.
Miami.
I'm from Lake Wales, Central Florida.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Polk County, baby. Sid gonna get mad at me if I start claiming. I know he from Dade. I can't claim Broward. They'll get mad.
Well, you can't claim. That's right. Central Florida, Lake Wales.
Yes, Lake Wales. You go to Legoland, you'll be right by my house.
Been there.
Legoland. That's where that butter's from, right?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I mean,
You know that Lakeland laying butter?
Man, it's all the attractions in Florida, bro. I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I don't know.
Yeah, people don't do the attractions, man. Welcome to the show, brother. Hey, we got Bradenton checking in. Bradenton in the house. They trying to give you some of that. That's close to Legoland a little bit.
Yeah. About a couple hours, we good.
Couple hours. T. Wright. So you came in, man. You was recruited. You're one of the guys that was recruited by Saban, and you played for him and Bobby Williams, right?
Yep.
So talk about that. Like going back to your days in Lakewell, Florida. Like, what brought you up to Michigan State?
Well, it's crazy, man, because only a few people know this story. I was getting recruited. Like, I was #1 safety in the state of Florida, and I was getting recruited by everybody. All the Big Ten. I mean, not Big Ten, but all the SEC, ACC schools. So it's funny because Todd Grantham was the one that came down and seen me and noticed me. So when Todd Grantham, you know Todd Grantham. So So when he came down, he seen me and he stayed connected to me. So I was having a little trouble with the SAT at the time, not taking it serious. And I had Bush Davis at my house, Lou Holtz. I had I went and seen Bobby Bowden, Steve Spurrier. I never went to see because I was a Florida State fan, so I never liked the Gators, so I didn't go see them, But I had all the major coaches in the house, man. And the thing about it was, like I said, I was struggling with the SAT at the time, and Michigan State was the only school, bro, that said, you know what, we're gonna stick with you through the process. And I said, okay. And I see Miami back off. I seen Florida State. I seen all the big schools. Well, Michigan State's still a big school, but I seen all those schools back off because I knew I was gonna be a Seminole, but everybody backed off. And once they backed off, and Todd Grantham kept coming down, and kept saying, kept talking to my mom, just telling me that, hey, man, like, we want him. And when it was the decision time, that's how I ended up at Michigan State, because I'm like, if they were loyal to me then, they'll be loyal to me later. So that's how I ended up at Michigan State, because no way in the world a #1 safety out of the state of Florida is supposed to leave Florida.
Right.
Because Alabama and Georgia wasn't even good at the time.
Right.
So I ain't no way I was supposed to leave Florida. And with Todd Grantham, and matter of fact, Coach Saban came to my house. I had a Michigan jersey on. I had a Mari Michigan jersey on. He looked at me and said, "Hey, son, you got to take that off." I looked at my mom. I'm like, "What was it supposed to be?" Dude, but the crazy part was I kept it on. But the crazy part was, bro, like, we laid on the floor, and all he did was draw up plays. He drew up plays. He asked me questions. He was like, "Hey, if I call this play, he'll explain the defense to me, and then he said, if I call this play, where do you go?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just going this man." He said, "Correct." He said, "Well, if I call this play, run, he'll draw it up, and he'll say, so what are you supposed to do now?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll drop to the flats." And after that, man, it was on and popping, because they never let up. All the schools let up, and then once I passed my SAT, everybody came rushing back in, but
that's too late.
I made my choice.
Man, that's such a great story that because that's something that you hear about at the combine. You're in the room on the grease board with coaches and GMs, and they draw up a play. But Coach Saban, as a high school kid, he was quizzing you on college plays. That's something that's next level, and for you to have the wherewithal to be able to understand the concepts that he was teaching to you, it showed a lot, and that's another reason you had success on the field.
Right.
Shout out to you.
I appreciate it
all day.
Hey,
we gotta give a shout out to our boy Duckett, though. It's in the chat. He said,
I see that,
Todd.
That's my brother, Duck, baby.
Hey, T. Wright. So, like, these guys, I feel like everyone on this show right now has went through a coaching change, and so you went from Coach Saban to Bobby Williams, and like, what was that like? And was it like anything that you see now with coaches leaving and not talking to their team, or switching up? But how was this transition from Saban and Bobby Williams? We all have different stories. People tell us and why Saban left, but how was that transition when it happened?
Well, I mean, when Coach Saban left, it was funny because he called a meeting at like 7:00 in the morning, and we got there, and it was funny because I'm walking, and I can remember this, bro. I'm walking across the street. I had my CD player, and the song that was playing in my headphones was Tupac. I Ain't Mad at You. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, bro. That was playing in my headphones because I remember this because
where were you living? Where were we living?
I was in Case Hall, 545 Case Hall.
Okay.
But you had those core memories. Like that was a core memory. Like I'm walking across the street and I'm playing Tupac. I Ain't Mad at You. But then once he left, I thought about transferring. I mean, the transfer portal is not like the same as it is now.
We had no portal.
Yeah. So if I was transfer, I would have been stuck for a second.
I mean, you had a portal, but you had to sit it out. So
you had to sit out
a whole year.
So I thought about transferring and going out to LSU, but then I called home. I talked to a few people, and they were like, "Dude, you played as a freshman, so you just go ahead and tough it out. You made a name for yourself already, so just go ahead and tough it out." But now Saban was more of a dictator. He was more by the itinerary and by practice, and this is what we're gonna do. And because he showed the fun side sometimes. Nick Saban wasn't all bad, but I kind of liked his regiment because it was strict. It wasn't no plan. It was just straight to the point. And then Coach Williams came in. It was more a little laid back. And I love Coach Williams to death, man. And I playing hard for him just like I was playing hard for Saban. But at the same time, when you get those younger guys coming in, the more relaxed atmosphere, these younger guys don't tend to know what we got. So as an older guy, you try to instill in them, hey man, we can't be doing this, we can't be doing that. But once you got to practice, it is what it is. So Coach Williams did a great job, man. I didn't think he got a fair shake at the end of the day. I think he should have gave him, like another 2-3 years to build his program because he can get the city of Detroit. But yeah, it was just like Saban was more just strict dictatorship. Coach Williams was more a player coach and more of just, hey man, what's going on? Talk to me, because we'd had plenty of conversations. I cried with Coach Saban when Coach Williams got fired, man. I was hurt. But at the end of the day, you got to pull your pants up and go play the next game.
Yeah, Coach Williams, he was when I started my recruiting, he was the guy that started to recruit me. And from talking to everyone, he was such a player's coach. Everyone loved him. There's a guy I want to talk to you about, a teammate of yours, and arguably, one of the best to ever play the game. And he had an iconic catch in the tunnel end zone side there. You got Chuck Rogers. How was it like playing with a guy like that and being, on the defense and seeing that coming at you, on a daily basis in practice? And how did that prep you for the next level?
It's funny. I mean, we was getting ready for the Michigan game one time, and Chuck just caught like 2 or 3 deep balls on us. So I started cussing the whole secondary out. I'm just going off. And, Coach Williams was looking at me. And I messed around, I messed around and say, he ain't that good. Because Williams looked at me, he was like,
what?
Coach Williams looked at me, he was like, all right, T, right? Oh man. But playing with Chuck, man, like you just seen greatness. You know what I mean? You just seen greatness. You seen a guy that love the game. You seen a guy that actually, that's what it's all about. He was about his kids. He was about the game. And, it was just one of those things that he was just a good dude, man. I mean, it was sometimes like I was riding around in my car and I'll pull up to his house and, we finna hang out. And I'm like, Chuck, let me use your car. Hey, yo, T, you good. Take it, and he was just a good, genuine dude, man. And I think that's what a lot of people miss about Chuck. He was a great guy, and he was a good friend, man. So, yeah, Chuck was cool, man. But I had to say this, too, though, what people don't realize. And I had to toot my own horn sometimes because people forget about this. before he caught that pass in the Notre Dame game with the foot on the back line of the end zone, I caught the pick before that.
right.
Why don't they replay that?
Yeah, I caught the pick. I caught the pick like on the 5 or 10 yard line, and then him and Smoke just put it together and just made it do what it do. So I took my horn right quick.
Yeah, you're supposed to toot your horn.
We don't get that shine, right? You know, we got to go.
Otis, you know how to say this, man. We just back there, man.
Yeah,
hey, I was
because y'all getting to hold the ball.
We talk about it like Choo. If something happened on the offensive side, and we running off. You know how you run off, and the offense run past you, and they be like, "Hey, my bad. Go ahead and get the ball back for us, though."
Right.
I know y'all hate that.
Hate it.
I hate that shit.
Especially when you hear that, something change.
Yeah.
Hey, T. Wright, I told him, T. Wright, I go, bro, we just sat down and had a drink of water.
Right.
I mean, man, you still sweating and all of a sudden they throw a pick. You got to run back out there.
Or Choo, punt ready, bro. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah,
punt
ready.
team hot. Hey,
team
Ross.
in the box.
Hey, look at Ross. Look.
Punt
Punt
ready.
team.
Hot.
That's so true. I mean, y'all that's post-traumatic stress.
Oh, that's funny.
Defensive players.
Man.
Hey, man. Hey, T. Wright, man. So you came to Michigan State. You balled out. I remember when you was getting recruited because I was in there in 98, going into 99. You was coming up. You came in 99, right? The next year.
Right.
Yeah, man. The coach was real happy to get you because you was a hard hit safety. Man, everybody from the bottom is supposed to be that guy. Jehuu doesn't believe that at all. But regardless of how Jehuu feels, looking at your career, man, like you ended up getting to play with the Tennessee Titans. Okay.
Right.
So talk about your experience. Like what did you learn in Michigan State that prepared you for the NFL?
Man, so when I got to the Titans, it was crazy because everybody talk about how, the pro teams, like how they do the rookies and, how they haze the rookies or how the veterans don't get along with the rookies, nothing like that. Like when I got to Tennessee, man, it was all love. Like, you got veterans like, God bless him, but, Frank Wycheck. I was guarding Frank Wycheck in practice and, he beat me on the route. So he'll come back to me and say, hey, look, man, if you're going to play tight ends in this league, you need to do X, Y, and Z. A lot of veterans won't do that. Keith Bullock. I remember Keith Bullock, man, like he pulled me to the side,
linebacker, Syracuse.
Yeah, he pulled me to the side one day, man. I remember one out my rookie year, and he pulled me to the side and he was like, man, look, man, a lot of these older players not going to tell you this. He said, but guess what, man? You're going to be good. You're going to be good. And for a veteran to pull you to the side and tell you that, you got something. So, I mean, and then Tennessee, man, Nashville was cool. Like, it was laid back. And I mean, you got Second Street down there, but, I mean, Nashville was just over around cool. So, yeah, Tennessee, the Titans was a great organization, man. They still bring us back every year, too, for like a Titan reunion.
You played there with Robert Smith, another legend. Yeah.
So it wasn't no hazing going on.
No, hell no. Not with Robert.
No, when I told when they knew Robert was my guy, oh no, you ain't messing with Robert. Tell him you not messing with the young fella. But then too, I wasn't playing no games either, so they already knew that. But then I got him on top of what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm all good.
Oh yeah, man, you a big safety. You and Otis both big safeties, man. But there's a question here in the chat talking about the Capital One Citrus Bowl, man. You was in that one, right? Oh, yeah. When you taught Spurrier and the SEC a lesson. That's from Alan McVean. Talk about it.
Man, look.
Oh, there it is right there. Look at that picture.
Man.
Nice, baby.
You did
that game was so fun.
On the quarterback.
That's Doug Johnson down there, man. That game was so fun, bro, because the thing about it was, so I'm from Florida. That's my freshman year. I haven't been home since June. So we play in the Citrus Bowl. And we played the Citrus Bowl. Now my mom and grandma and all my cousins and friends can come to the game. I even had friends working the concession to get in the game.
What?
You know, yeah. I had friends working the concession to get in the game. So, man, that meant so much.
You were
because,
showing out.
yeah, so that meant so much, man. Just to ball out in front of my family, you know, and do my thing, because you got to think too. I'm playing with Julian Peterson and all these other NFL guys on the team, man. And for me to be in the game as a freshman, I was the only freshman that played on defense.
Yeah.
So
It's just you and Duck.
me and Duck, you know what I mean?
One
So
side, the other side. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Duck was supposed to play linebacker, but I guess he showed a little more.
He got
running
him out
back,
of there.
you know what I mean?
Welcome back, Choo. Welcome back. We got you. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss nothing.
By the
But
way,
I love Citrus Bowl, man. I had a
victory
ball,
for
man.
MSU.
It was
Victory
fun.
for MSU. Men's basketball sealed the deal. We good, baby.
76-66 for the final for basketball. Malik Hall, 16 points, 12 rebounds. Tyson Walker, 21 points. Would they end the game on? A 10-2 run?
10-2 run. Yeah,
Yep.
became in our favor.
Yep.
Hey,
Oh,
T. Wright, I know. Right now you're heavily involved in the high school football world, and we talked about, like, you know, I know you break down film with my roommate and Ricky Rose. Yeah, and so, you know, we talked about, like, first let's flash back when we had the Sound Body, and then obviously the camp that was happening this past year in the summertime, and we was talking about, like, just the recruiting of efforts of Michigan State at the time of the last coaching staff. But now we got a new coaching regime. You know, what are you hearing? What are you seeing and feeling with, like, the young guys and the coaches in the state of Michigan, and where you're at right now? What are you hearing with the new staff, and then, like, any upcoming talent too that we should be aware of that we're not even looking at?
Well, right now, I mean, like, I haven't really met the coaching staff, the recruiting guys, you know, so because I was cool with Saeed and all the other guys down there. So I'm trying to build that relationship with those guys, because once I get to know them, I'm just gonna send them product all the time, you know. And that's the thing about it. Like, you have to constantly send product. When I say product, I mean, you know what I mean.
Athletes.
But athletes, yeah. So, but you have to send them all the time. And then, but the thing about it is, you have to send quality, not quantity. Because a lot of these guys will say, hey, here's my son's nephew, my son's cousin, nephew, whatever, and they'll just send anybody. But guys don't want to look at that. You know, you want to send quality to these guys, and then they'll come back to you and say, hey, who else you got? Who else you got?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's what's going on now. A lot of guys just sending guys, but it's not what Michigan State football looks like. You know, you have to send quality, and that's all I send them is quality. So right now, I've sent a few kids so far, but I know with the coaching change, I held back some. So I've been holding some in my vault for a second, so I can get them out. But most of the guys I got now are like down south kids. But I'm trying to tap into that Midwest area, you know. So I'm trying to, if y'all got any connections on the Midwest kids, let me know. But I'm trying to tap into that Midwest area, because when I played at Michigan State, we had like 9-10 guys on the team from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So no offense, boys. Yeah, the Florida boys, baby. I'm trying to get them up here. I got one on the team right now. He's gonna be a dog. You know what I mean? So if we can get him up here, you know, it's gonna be great. But I mean, just getting to know the coaching staff and just trying to get them to trust you, to know that you're gonna bring in them quality and not quantity. I mean, that's a big part of just building a relationship with them.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, man. You know, you talk about it, but, you know, you're a person, a guy, a player, a dog who played from Florida, the bottom, where it's obviously talent rich. You played at Michigan State for Nick Saban, was recruited by the GOAT, played for Bobby Williams, and then played in the NFL, man. I mean, you got good eyes, right? Like, that's something that I think a good coaching staff would want to leverage. I think that's something that I don't know. Right now, I'm sure the coaching staff is drinking from the fire hydrant. It's tough. And you're coming in, you don't know the lay of the land and all that stuff. But T. Wright, man, you know, when you think back to, like, your days with Saban, you know, we got to segue into this. We talk about the domino effect that has been caused in college football right now because of Saban retiring, and it's like it sent shockwaves, right? Yeah, Nick gone and all sorts of head coaching opportunities open up, and you see the transfer portal is going crazy right now. What's your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I mean, I think the NIL and the transfer portal kind of warned a little bit, you know what I mean? Because Coach Saban is an old school guy. Coach Saban is that guy that he's a this is what I want, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what you're gonna do. So Coach Saban is not that type of guy that go out and try to adjust. He's only time he adjusts if somebody run a different play that he never seen. Other than that, he's not trying to adjust to the environment of society of how college football should look. He's not doing that. And at the age of 70-something, who would want to adjust? Who would want to go out there and say, all right, now I got to go and bring in a kid that want $2 million to play for me? Coach Saban don't want that. It's not going to happen. So NIL is made for those new coaches to come in and learn. And then once they learn, and some of them going to burn and some of them going to succeed, but it's made for those coaches to come in and do trial and error. And then now you have another plethora of coaches come up after them that's going to have the book, because you got to go through trial and error before you succeed at anything.
Great point. That's a great point. I mean, Choo, I know you. What's up? Choo? Go ahead, O.
No, I was going to go back to like recruiting because I asked Coach D about like looking at evaluating film, and these coaches got to look at things different. Like, yeah, you got to watch film, but you also have to have a great solid NIL package that comes with offering these kids. But when you're looking at film, like what are you looking at that is validating or that's worthy of a good product? Because people are all about highlight, social media, film and their best highlights, right? Like, so like you got to get nitty gritty. Like, what are you looking at, and then say, "Oh, this guy got it. I'm gonna send it."
So I look at film in two ways. So one way is I grade a guy from being a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, right? Mm-hmm. And I'll take that kid and I'll send him to Michigan State and a bunch of unknown name schools I'm not gonna name because I got contacts everywhere. I mean, not down the road, but
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not good.
It's cool.
I just want the kids to go to school. Put it that way. I just want the kids to go to school. That's a big part.
Yeah,
you get to school, fine. Mm-hmm. I don't care where you go. But I got a bunch of schools that I send out kids that's 5, 4s, and 3s, right? So when I look at that, that's great quality, And you got to think too. Your name is stamped on that. Because once that kid gets to that school, it's not, this is so-and-so from Lake Wells, Florida. This is T. Wright's kid from Lake Wells, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to send out that quality. But then again, I'll send those out, and that's what it is. But then again, what I'm doing on my end, I work with 2-star to no-star kids, and I try to get them college exposure. That's what I do, because it's so Le'Veon Bell was what, a 2-star, 3-star?
Yeah, believe it or not.
So it's kids like Le'Veon Bell. Well, man, he's a grown man now, but it's guys like him that get looked over and get that one D1 offer and turn out and be a beast. So it's a lot of guys out there like that. So that's what I do on my end as far as when I'm doing the film study with Ross, when we're breaking down film and Ross is out training people and we're getting together, collabing and making our videos, because we're looking at those. We're not looking at 3, 4, 5-star kids. We're looking at 2 stars or lower and seeing what we can do to enhance their opportunity to go to college. And that's all it is. It's not a guarantee that we're going to get you to college, but it's a guarantee that we're going to try to do best we can to get you that exposure to get to college. So that's what we're doing our end. But far as the 5, 4, and 3 stars, it's all about just, he might get overlooked. You just put it out there and say, Coach, hey man, this kid, he's a senior and he played in the woods of Mississippi, and here's his film. Because there's guys out there like that.
The woods of Mississippi.
Yeah, ain't nobody going to Mississippi.
They say
they are. Hey, Choo, what you thinking notes on, Choo?
No, I'm going back to T. Wright's point about the recruiting side, and you talk about the Saban effect that happened, and with what's happening now, coaching has turned to a young man's game. You need that energy to be like we talked about last week. Hey, this kid just decommitted from this school. Oh, get that chopper ready. I'm going to run and jump in this helicopter and go fly. You need that energy to do that. T. Wright talked about Saban sitting there drawing up plays. You know, hey, this happens here. You go here. What do you do there? What do you do there? In his living room. Nowadays, these coaches are going to these kids' living room and talking about this car here, this girl, this house, this stadium. They're not drawing up.
Right on the face. You hit it on the head, brother.
Hey, hold on.
Did you draw the girl in the house?
Yeah, hit you the girl in the house.
Put it back up.
Oh, we got
Hey,
that's the house.
look at that car, man.
I don't know about
You
that
got a
car. That's an El Camino.
But
Fresh El Camino rolling kilo G. Now, hey,
but
Oh, my
I
God.
don't know, baby.
that's
He
the
said
thing.
El Camino.
Those are some of the things. Coach Nick Saban is going to go down as the greatest coach to coach college football,
Yes.
hands
Yes,
down. But he said, he can't make promises to kids anymore. He can't sit back and say, "Hey, I'm going to be there for the next 5 years." So he can't do those things because it's.
He said that.
What's that?
He said that in his interview.
I know,
right?
that's what I just said.
Yeah, you're right.
But he has to make adjustments and stuff like that. And I think it's a younger person's game. You have to have that energy. You have to be going. But I don't think him leaving caused those domino effects for these coaches, to do it, because I think it was in the plans before that. I think going into the season, he was like, this is probably my last year, and probably by week 8, 9 during the season, he's probably like talking to the AD, yeah, let's figure out a contingency plan here, because it's probably going to be it. Because there's no way a school like Alabama just out of the blue gets a new coach within 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Look here, man. Look, I kind of agree with you on that. I think that Miss Terry had a lot to do with it. Nick Saban's wife, Terry. I think that was a conversation they had. They had plans, right? Going into the season, or they have the 1 year, the 5 year, the 10-year plan. They have all those plans. T. Wright, how detailed he was. He is.
Oh.
We had said Urban Swerving on here last week. He said the man ate the same meals every Friday for the last 72 years. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yep.
So he knows, like, okay, it's time. But I think that he was a little conflicted. Now, people who are involved in, like, close to him over the last week when it happened, said that he was interviewing coaches, Choo. He was interviewing defensive coordinators the same day that he announced the retirement. I think, and if Nick, Coach Saban's a guy who will vent on several people to get feedback. I think he likes to say things out loud to people that he respects, that he trusts. And I think that ultimately, when they asked him that question, they said, "Who were you talking to the most, or when you decided to make come and talk to the team?" And he said he was talking to his wife, Miss Terry. So he said it wore on him, right? Mm-hmm. I think that then that plan that may have been in place was then, that's when they moved forward with it. But it wasn't, that day wasn't in stone, like, okay, on whatever the day that was, we're going to do this. He did not wake up that morning knowing that night he would go to bed not being the head coach at Alabama.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But I think probably by week 10, he kind of had a good idea that it's more likely than not.
What was that? The USF game, that South Florida game? Wasn't that like week 3 or 4? Somewhere in there. It was right in there.
I think he was already ready, man, because like Choo said earlier, for him to go 48 hours and you get the coach from Washington coming in, that was already the plan. You know, they already poached the guy from Washington. They wanted Saban to coach last year to get him a national championship. So we're not going to talk about the NCAA getting him in there, but I think that they got him there for his last chance to even, try to win a championship.
The last dance.
Yeah, the last dance, pretty much.
He was doing the last dance, and Michigan was doing the last dance because,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute in the future.
Well, let's go back to Izzo's quote. Why you get a girl some pigtails too? Like
the girl has a pigtail?
Oh my gosh. This man.
Lord, man.
Hey, that's
there it is for everybody so you can see it. You gotta
and then there's
subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe.
That's the house on the Three Little Pigs.
So bro, I gotta give y'all a quick Saban story real quick. I gotta give y'all a quick Saban story real quick because I know guys give Saban stories and whatnot. I'm gonna give you a quick Saban story. So I got plenty.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got plenty, but I'm just gonna give you one. This what solidified me playing at Michigan State. So I remember the play, bro. We was out, we was at practice, and we was running 9 rat. So 9 rat mean the safety is it's cover 1, but it's cover 9. I mean it's cover 9, but it's still man to man. I was coming down weak, and the safety come down weak and take the running back out of the backfield. So I was coming down, and the running back came out weak. Got him. But I didn't go to him, but I went out with him. So I turned around and run because they threw the ball to Plexico. It was Plexico or Gary Scott. They threw it down the sideline on the other side. So, Saban wants you to run to the ball. So I get ready to run. He said, Thomas, guard your man. And just like I'm talking to y'all, I said, Coach, I got him. Boy, he went in the rant. I see you don't like to be coached. Oh, you good? I'm like, Coach, what's going on? So, we had a back and forth. So Eric Morris and Skitty and all the guys ran over. They was like, hey, man, you can't be talking back to the coach like that. I said, man, he cussing me out. I'm going to cuss him out too. And then,
yeah, you was like that.
I'm from Florida, so we don't care about that. So next thing you know, we go back, we watch film. When we watch film, like Coach D said, Coach D will be running the thing, and Coach Saban will come in. He'll get up, he'll slide up under the table with his little cup, and he'll sit there just do his little dip, and he ain't saying nothing unless he sees something. So the play came up, right? So when the play came up, you see me go right with the guy. I got him, and then I turn around and run. So he ain't say nothing to me. So we go out, getting ready to go to practice. Saban's short. So he walked past me, he looked at me in the eye, he said, you okay? I said, yeah, Coach, I'm good. And he didn't say sorry or nothing because he seen the play, bro. I'm like, come on, man. Like, we did all this and you thought I was wrong. I said, oh, my God. Yeah, I got plenty to it, man. He cussed me out on Ohio State one time, man. Oh, my God. On national TV. I said, oh. It was my fault because I supposed had the fullback out the backfield, and I was trying to make a check with the other safety. Ohio State, we was already up 27-0, and they hiked the ball, and the fullback ran to the flat, caught it, scored a touchdown. So mind you, we not at the tunnel end zone, we at the other end zone. So I tried to jog around the 50. So he wouldn't see me. Don't you know he came all the way out to the 50? What? He was cussing me out, bro. I said, oh my God. But if he didn't, if like one thing I say about Saban, if he didn't really get on you and just show you the passion that he had for the game, like you will never play. If Saban just came to you and say, hey, how you doing? Or just walk past you never played. But if he really just got on you for making a mistake, you one of his guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's really trying to coach you. He's really trying to coach. He's one of the guys. But yeah, man, I got plenty of Saban stories, but that's just 2 I had, man.
So what about this one? And let's go to practice. Otis and I talk about this. And I know Duck's here in the chat. I think he's still here. But those practice days now.
Oh,
Duck coming through there. What do? Are you making business decisions or what you doing?
No. You can ask TJ. One of those business decisions. No, I need to hit him because I'm trying to play. It was funny. So I know, and I think Duck's still in here. So me and TJ, I don't know the practices are scripted, right? So you know the practices are scripted. So for some reason, man, they kept running this play where me and Duck just kept meeting. And I'm like, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? So one time I seen Duck, man, he was coming downhill. And as a safety, Otis, Otis, when you see a guy squinch his eyes and get low, you know he coming.
Yeah,
so I'm looking at Duck like, oh man, I need to speed this thing up. So I come down, and stand up. So Duck leave. He say, damn, T Wright, what's wrong, baby? I said, bro, you trying to run me over. He said, no, man, we just trying to get a little third. I said, well, look, bro, if I see you squint your eyes again, shit, we gonna have to go at it. But, bro, and then me and Duck always had a pact that when it's me and him, we just throw it real hard and just let it go.
That's the union.
But see, right, look, this is when I figure it's one period part of practice.
Verified.
They got two huddles. They got two huddles, right? So in my huddle, you got Jehuu in one huddle, and you got your ring Javon in the other huddle. So like when you go and like Coach D, Coach D is a Saban he's a Sabanite, so he got the same swag. So Coach D will walk around and be like, stud, you're a stud, right? So you're like, cool, I'm gonna be able to just wrap up, be straight. And if somebody don't wrap up or they go like, miss a tackle or something,
oh yeah,
he'll be like live. So you gotta switch, right? It's Choo. This is fresh. Like this is crazy. Like junior year. So Choo comes up and I start to know like you talk about, you look at eyes, like you look at their eyes. So Choo's in the background. Choo eyes get big. Like he be sitting there looking like
he ready to go.
He looking like, oh, I know I'm about to, bro. It's the worst in the look. It's like Moses parting the Red Sea for Choo. That halfback draw and Choo, I want to stand up and show you. Choo always did a little twinkle toe. He was like go through the side step like. Look, see right. It's me, it's Choo. And it's like, to my point, like, I'm not about to get exposed. So I'm about to come up here and do whatever I can.
See,
straight to the knees, baby. Straight to the knees.
That's crazy.
That's the thing. Thank you, Stray. That's the thing. He don't. You and Duck had a thing. Never even gave us an opportunity to get that.
He went low.
It's an opportunity. He just went. That's the thing right there.
You can't go low.
I'm not trying to get it. Look, I'm not trying to get no concussion practice.
We would have made it look good.
I'm like, sweet, bro, sweet. No, heck no.
We would have made it look good.
Then you truck me. And you giggle. That's the worst part.
You were young. You were
young. You was trucking.
Young at the time.
Oh, Choo, you was trucking the young boy.
You
can't do
trucking, bro.
Damn.
He said, and you giggled.
And he giggled.
Oh man,
that's ridiculous.
Oh, y'all funny, man.
Man, T right though. So we're gonna talk about this. I mean, we're gonna let you go. I know, man, this is we having fun on here, man. But like with Saban, with that, like we gotta talk. Who was your agent in the league?
The Postman brothers.
Postman brothers. I mean, that's them guys now. So back in the day, there's one guy. You know who Jimmy Sexton is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton. I mean, we didn't really know who he was way back in the days, but now, I mean, he's done turned into the power broker.
Yes.
Of CAA. That's the biggest agency out there. He manages. I mean, they represent a lot of coaches. Hollywood stars, the top 5 picks in the draft, all that stuff.
That's John Cena's agent.
John Cena. There you go, Cena. You can't see him.
Right.
But look, man. Jimmy Sexton, when you look at the people who were on the list to potentially take over for Nick Saban, he represented all of them, you know? I mean, so I mean, do you think there was a little something gamesmanship going on where he was able to get all of his guys paid?
Oh yeah, it's that thing where it's that brotherhood inside of a brotherhood. You know what I mean? So he's the guy that okay. I don't know if this is a good reference, but it's like when somebody has a good barber, they tell another guy to go to their barber, and then that guy he cut his hair so good. And give him a good and then give him a good cut. He was like, "Oh man, let me tell my homeboy about you." So now you got all these guys coming to the same barber, and they don't want to go anywhere else. They'll wait in line for 2 hours or 3 hours for that same barber. So I think that's what Sexton got going on, because I know a lot of guys are represented by Sexton, man, and they don't want to deal with anybody else. Is it potential guys out here that can do it? Yeah, but it's once you get those relationships and you build that brand. It's hard to say no, because all Sexton got to do is send a email. He ain't even got to make a phone call. He send an email and say, "Hey, this is my guy. I want to get in there," and it's gonna happen. It's almost like the mob, man. Like you can't cross section, or you're not gonna get nothing else. You got to go to the bottom of the barrel after that.
Right. You better pay them agent fees.
Right.
Hey, T-Right, that's my biggest regret, man. I remember
going after my knees.
No. Look, I'm still alive today to testify. You feel me? So I ain't out here thinking, man. You have me concussed. No, the Postal brothers, like it was up for them. I had two decisions to make between two, and I remember they had Big Dawg Julian Peterson give me a call, right? And he was like, "Hey, you don't want to go nowhere else, but these guys, trust me." And I don't know, man. My biggest regret is not choosing them, bro.
You took that little money that this thing, and that little money that told you.
They took care of you, man. Because they had Penny Hardaway. Like they used to fly us out down to New Orleans. Like once you sign and you about to leave college, whatnot, we would always meet up down the Essence Festival, and they'll fly everybody out. Man. I met LeVar Arrington. I played against LeVar, but then I met him personally. Then they had Penny Hardaway. We had Dorsett's son. We had a lot of guys. Man, Chuck had signed with him.
Yeah,
me and Chuck, EJ Henderson, a linebacker from Maryland. We had a little class coming out, man. But one thing, I still talk to a couple of guys that used to work for him. Like I still talk to them, and we text. I haven't talked to Kevin or Carl in a while, but I still talk to a lot of guys that were actually doing the footwork for him. You know what I mean? I still talk to them to this day.
Man. And somebody just asked, what was the Prime Essence Fest like?
The Essence Festival?
Yeah.
Hey, when you got me like,
did you whisper? Did you just whisper?
Yes. No, but it was cool, man. It was late, but it was funny because like I was in the spots with the guys so much. Baby and Manny Fresh see me so many times.
Oh man,
the Posters had a suite in the at the time what's it called, the Dome. I forgot what the Dome it was called, but in the St. in the St. Stadium they had a dome. A suite, and I walked in the Baby and Manny Fresh and they looked at me and was like, because I had seen them so many times because I was working out in Houston. They used to be in Houston a lot. And then when I went to New Orleans, and I'm like, they might think I'm from here because I used to see them all the time. But it was so cool with them, man. Like everything was laid out, everything was cool. Like I had no issues, no problems. They made sure I was taken care of. So yeah, they were good dudes.
Manny Fresh,
yeah, Manny Fresh.
Boots,
go DJ,
man.
And before we let you go to right, like obviously we got new coaching staff, like, and it's the first winter conditioning leading into spring with this staff. But like, what do you think is going to take to get us back to Spartan football like we've known it to be?
Well, first of all, we have to be wary of what's going to happen. In the first couple years, we're going to see a lot of influx of West Coast players. We're going to see that because that's where they're from. That's what they groomed on, West Coast players. So we can't get mad if they're not recruiting the Midwest. They're not recruiting the East Coast. They're not recruiting the South. They're not recruiting down Texas or whatnot. So we're going to see a lot of influx of West Coast players because they had those guys lined up from 24, 25, and 26. So if we're looking to see Midwest players come along and get recruited, we have to wait a little bit and let them get settled in an environment, because if they're not settled in, they can go back to what they're comfortable with. And that's what see. We got Aiden Childs, which is a great pickup for us. Well, you're going to see a lot of those guys that's still were the guys that they've been recruiting in 24, 25, and I mean not 24, but 25, 26, and 27. So you have to wait till he get comfortable with the Midwest and the Southeast and the East, because if not, we're just going to be a bunch of Spartans going to be complaining like, why are we getting this guy and we don't know nothing about him? Because it's some great players out west. Like what I'm telling you was, and I think, and this is just my opinion, I think what we're going to get an influx in is Samoan and Polynesian guys. Because I played with Tupe Peko, a beast.
Oh yeah,
and I think somebody.
I was his host.
Somebody
played with Domino.
Yeah, we played with Domitai.
Yeah, Domitai, but I played with his older brother, Tupe. Right.
Yeah, Tupe.
So they were beasts, man. So my thing is, I think we're the Midwest, and especially Michigan State, with him from a West Coast region. I think we're going to get some more Polynesian guys, which they can play just like us. You know what I mean? They can play just like the Midwest, the South, and the East. And I think we're going to see more of that. But people just got to learn to say, hey, look, let this guy do his thing. Just stay calm and give him his years. You know, because if you just try to get success in 1 year, you see what happened to us the last couple of years. We got with success in 1 year, and guess what? Shit hit the fan. You know what I mean? So if we let him do his thing and not rush him to be great, I think we'll be all right. But as soon as we start talking about, we only had 4 wins this year, what he's going to do next, then you just worry about wins. You're not worried about developing the program, because none of these guys know about being a Spartan Dawg. None of these guys know about Michigan State football. None of these guys know about the snow in like right now. None of these guys know about that. Hell, I didn't know about it until I got up here. So if you just give him a chance and let him do what he need to do, and not post up everything and say this guy's trash because he lost 2-3 games in a row, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Just gotta give him a chance.
Give the man a chance.
I love it. Give a man a chance. And look, T. Wright, man, before we let you go here, like, everybody wants to know what's going on with that Sparty behind you, brother. Where'd you get that from? Because that behind you, that artwork.
Oh, man. So my guy, Jay Rich was my college roommate, and he had his painting, and it was custom made for him, actually. And he was moving, and he couldn't take it with him. So he called me and said, "Hey, man, I got this Spartan painting. You think you can put it on your wall?" And I'm like, "Yeah, send it." He sent it. I didn't know it was this damn big, but but yeah. So he sent it, man, and I put it up. I want to. It's not level, right? So, but
it looked good.
I put it up, but yeah, man. So he sent me this, man, and this was cold, man. I love it. I love it. So, but yeah,
we also got to ask, because we always ask our former dogs, like, what are you doing now full like time? Because I know you got your business and all that, but we got to put you on, like, what you doing,
okay.
What you up to?
Okay, two things. So I got Right Way Logistics, which is my logistics company. It's Sprinter vans. Actually, I was in Fowlerville today doing some stuff, but I do business-to-business delivery. I do pretty much like plastics or like industrial material. Just delivering from one bigger business to a smaller business, because they can't, get it in a certain amount of time. So I'm there to just pick it up. So yeah, Right Way Logistics. Y'all can look that up. I'm out there. And my next thing is film study, which you see me and Ross out there talking. But now, mind you, I have film study. Ross has Ross Weaver's World. Ross is a ISSA certified trainer. And he's getting all kind of certifications or whatnot. And so I work with him as far as I'm trying to tap into the Midwest. So if the chat can give me some more guys from the Midwest, I'm trying to tap into the Midwest, because I got a lot of Florida guys, but I don't have a lot of Midwest guys, because me and Ross is trying to build something in the Midwest, not only for, just Spartans, but just for all the kids, around the area. and I'm in the Detroit metro area, both of us in the Detroit metro area. So we're trying to build something where he does the training and I do more of the film study part, which I'm looking at film, I'm critiquing what you're doing. I'm sitting back and I'm mentoring. I'm making sure that, you know, I'm talking about grades, class, girls. It don't matter. Like I'm here. I'm like that big brother, uncle, you know, type of dude. You know, and that's what I'm giving. Yeah. See, you got to chew. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to give
houses.
So one thing I'm trying to do,
Girls,
I'm trying to give the kids game early, and I'm trying to give the parents game early because a lot of these parents don't know about recruiting, and a lot of these kids don't know about recruiting. And one thing what started me was I used to get an influx of film that these kids would send me and say, hey, can you check my film out? And I would look at the film and I'm like, this is unorganized, this don't look good. And I just swipe like a recruiter would. But in my line of work, I watch the whole film. So when I watch the whole film, I see 2 or 3 good plays at the end of the film. And then I'm like, why don't you have these plays at the beginning of the film? Well, I want to say the best for last. No.
Oh, no.
They won't even get to it.
Absolutely not.
Quick enough.
Best for last.
You know what I mean?
That's wicked.
Yeah. But I end up starting my service. I ended up starting my service because I was doing it behind closed doors for so long. But now that I've got so many people, I started my company, Film Study, with that, and we're tying hands with Ross Weaver's World to do as such, to get him some kids. But then it's not only just me and Ross. We do tie in with other Spartan Dawgs. We got Mark Dale, got Greg Jones, got Coop with Dig Deep. We got all that. And then my partner in crime, I know he don't say much, but we got Todd Duckett. He always gonna be involved. He just don't know it. You know what I mean? So I got him. And so it's just a collective of Spartans, man. And I got some other guys out there from other schools, but it's just a collective of us trying to put something together. But right now, I think I'm just trying to be that middle rock, and then just branch out to other people. So if anybody else got anything going on, and they got kids out there that need to get exposure, just holler at me and send me a DM or whatnot, and we can make it happen.
Hey, how can they get the hold of you?
How can they ask it in the chat? How can they get
okay, so my email is at filmstudysa@gmail.com. And if you want to know what the SA for, a student athlete. So at filmstudysa@gmail.com. My Twitter is at filmstudy. My IG is at filmstudy. So, and then I just started a Facebook group. I haven't added everybody yet because I got over 3,000 people on Facebook. So I didn't want to just click and then have everybody come in. So I'm going through and just making a group, and this group is for parents, coaches, college players, pro players, and trainers. Just come in because what I'm going to do is I'm start uploading kids that are 2 stars and lower, and parents want feedback on their children. So if say like I upload somebody straight and you play O-line, right? So I'm not an O-lineman, so I can't give you the technique on what I can tell you. Are you moving if you got a good motor? But I can't tell you about your hand placement and your kickback. Are you getting too wide? Are you too close? So I would, if Stray in the group, then I'm like, Stray, can you speak on this? Yeah, and you just look at it and you just give your feedback, and it's all positive, no negative, no talking about this kid is terrible.
No. Real players don't act like that.
Right. And see, and that's why I got the guys I got, but I'm not through adding people. I just started it like a couple of days ago. So once that gets built up, I'm gonna make it private to where, we can have a community to just talk about the kids that we see. Because I got kids I want to upload now just so we can get feedback on the kids. And I would take that to other college coaches and say, hey, this is what I got. So I mean, it's just something to start off with because we got a lot of kids out here, man, that get looked over, that need an opportunity, that just not getting it.
Man, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Is this the email right here? There it is.
Yep.
That's the email.
You see how quick we are? You see how we do, T-Ray?
I appreciate it, man. Matter of fact, if y'all that quick, send me a blank check. Send me a blank
Otis.
check. But sign it.
Send it to me. Send that to me. Anybody.
Man. Hey, man, this has been excellent, brother. We appreciate you, man. This has been great. I mean, we could talk for a couple hours. I know we can do about 2 or 3 hours with you on this call.
You know Tony out back there going nuts right now because we're 20 minutes over.
Who cares? Tony be all right. Tony's
Losing
good
it right now.
Hey,
Tony, I sent him something in the mail. He'd be all right.
He'd be all right. No, hey man, T. Wright, we appreciate you coming on, brother. It's been real. Hey man, and don't be a stranger, man. Come back and we open up that group so we can all be in there. We'll get some.
Well, it's public right now, but I'm gonna close it up soon.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna add people, so I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man, y'all guys be easy, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, T. Wright, we got to go hit them spots up.
I told you, man. I've been telling you for the longest. You better come on.
I got you.
All right. Y'all heard that, right?
We always do that.
Always.
All right, man.
T. Wright.
Man.
All right, brother.
All right.
Go White. Hey, man, T. Wright. Man, hey, he one of a kind. Doing his thing, man. I love it. We love to see that. Look at it. The collection plate is out. Otis. I mean, look, man, how do I make it even $50? I don't know about the $50 thing. I don't know.
Try it again.
If you try it 10 times.
No,
man, that was a great interview.
Yeah, that was absolutely fun. Just having, former dogs come back there and we just sit here and just talk it. Like I said, we in the locker room having great stories. And the really cool thing too, having a bunch of once it's announced who's coming on, a bunch of former guys jumping in. You had Duck in the chat there, you had Ross in there as well. There was a bunch of other guys there. It was something. It was really cool. Really cool show.
Absolutely. Hey, final thoughts, Otis, before we get up out of here?
No, it's good. I love always chatting up with the former Dogs, and T. Wright's a guy, man. So to Choo's point, it was great. I love to kind of get back in that locker room, just exchange stories, and we always tell them the stories get better and better as we tell them, right? I remember that detail of that story, I got a lot of true stories, man. So highlight of the show is that picture he drew, because if we could go back to how he was looking at that portfolio, serious.
I mean, man, I thought everybody thought you was taking notes.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's serious.
He's gonna be like, what's his name? Ross? Is that the guy that used to do the paintings on the
Bob Ross?
Bob Ross, man.
Yeah, happy tree.
And a little cloud. Man, and by the way, I did see in the chat, Harry was talking about gymnastics, 6 p.m. tomorrow on Big Ten Plus. So tune in if you want to see that. We had a basketball game tonight. A lot of good stuff going on in Michigan State athletics right now. And, I mean, look, it's always great to have a dog back on the call talking about that. And playoffs this weekend. The playoffs are this weekend.
Go
Bills. The Bills are hosting, and your Detroit Lions.
Hey, I am inside that joint Sunday, baby, live. Let's
You
go.
in there? You in there like swimwear? In there. Inside.
Inside, man. Catch me inside. Now, don't catch me outside. Catch me inside.
We ain't got no love for Will Ghostin. We ain't got no love for Ghostin. Too tall.
And Van Dam.
Van Dam, right, the coach.
Between those lines, man, it is gold.
Bob Ross is straight with the same hair. Right.
Think about the collision course that we're on. If it's a Lions-Bills Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm on your payroll when it comes to buying them tickets, my boy. Hey, my boy, we're going about Vegas. Right.
Oh my goodness. We digress. No, we appreciate everybody, man. Hey, it's been a great show. Hey, and we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday. For Otis Wiley Jehuu Caulcrick, I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta MSU. Have a good night. God bless everyone, and go green.
Go white.
Bye.
This is Sparta MSU is a combined presentation of Playfly Sports Properties and Michigan State Sports Properties. The show is produced by Tony LaBarbera, Tony Gustella, and Process Driven Consulting. Additional support is provided by Brendan Duravage. On-location technical support provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our host Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta news, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.